So today we are going to solve today's daily Leetcode problem 2294, which is partition array such that maximum difference is k. Okay, so basically in the problem we have given a nums array and an integer k, and now we have to partition this nums array into one or more subsequence. That's each element in nums appears exactly one of the subsequence, and we need to return the minimum number of subsequence needed such that the difference between the maximum and minimum values in each subsequence is at most k. And we all know that a subsequence is a sequence that can be derived from another sequence by deleting some or no elements without changing the order of the remaining element. Okay, so what basically they needs in the question. So we have given this particular array and a k value. So now we need to make some subsequences where in one subsequence, if we pick the minimum element and the maximum element, and if we take out the difference between those maximum and minimum value, it should be the at most k, and we need to return the minimum number of such subsequence. Okay, and so if we take this nums array, so we can divide this nums array into these two subsequences 312 and 65. So if we take the absolute difference between maximum and minimum value of this particular subsequence, we will get 3 minus 1 equals to 2, which is less than equals to k, so it is valid. And if we take 6 and 5, so it will also be valid because the difference is 1. We cannot take 5 or 6 into this particular first subsequence, because if we calculate the absolute difference between the minimum value 1 and the maximum value 5 or 6, it will be greater than k, so it will not be valid. So the minimum we need to do is 2 subsequences. And if we take this one, so we have 1 2 3 and k equal to 1. So in one subsequence we can take 1 and 2, and in another one we can take 3, because 3 minus 1 is greater than equals to k equals to 1, so that we must have to consider 3 as in different subsequence. Okay, if we see the third example, we have 2 2 4 5 and k equals to 0. So if we can have 2 and 2 in same subsequence, because the difference between maximum and minimum is 0, and 4 we need to have in another one, and 5 we need to have in another one. So the minimum number of subsequence will be 3. Okay, let's see the constraints. So constraints are the array length is going from 1 to 10 to the power 5. So again, as we all know that we can pass 10 to the power 8 operation in 1 second. So basically we cannot go to n square kind of algorithm, it will give a TLE. So what we can go at most is n log n kind of algorithm. Okay, so the problem is quite simple. So basically what we can do, we can just sort this array and pick first element as the minimum one, and then iterate to the next elements, and whenever we get difference from the last iterating element from minus first iterating element greater than equal to k, we will just update our minimum value. Okay, so it seems like a difficult one. Let's see a code and example. So what we have done, we have followed a kind of greedy algorithm. So we have first sort the array. So now if we see the first example, the array is sorted 1 2 3 5 6, and a k value is 2. We don't need its size. So what I have done, I have make a one minimum variable which is equal to nums of 0. So I have fixed my minimum pointer to here, and then I am iterating to next element. So I will iterating from I equal to 1 to I less than n to all the elements. So my left pointer is here, and so I will check from 2. So 2 minus 1 is still valid because it's less than equals to k. So I will not update the my count variable. Here count is representing the number of subsequence. Then I will move to 3. So 1 minus 3, it's also valid, so I am just continuing, and then we reach to 5. So 1 minus 5, 5 minus 1 is the difference is greater than or equal to 2. So what we can do, we can just count plus plus because we have already got one subsequence. So we have count plus plus 1, and we will update the mini variable. So now our mini variable is 5. So we again go to the next element 6. Now 6 minus 5 is still valid, so we'll continue, and this loop will and finally the last subsequence can also be counted. So we are making count plus plus, and we are returning the count. So let's see if it is valid. So yes, it is working, and let's see the time complexity. Okay, so I have crossed the limit. Okay, one more thing I would like to consider is if we see the yesterday's problem, you can go to my video. So here also we have given the problem divide array into arrays with max difference. So we were given this nums array, and we need to divide this nums array into n by 3 arrays of size 3. And here also the property remains same for each subarray. The difference between any two elements should be less than or equal to k. So it is the same problem if we can see, and if we use this particular code in this problem, okay, let's have this same. Okay, now we don't need this all subsequences, we just need a count. So temporary not needed, we just need a count variable. Okay, and now we don't need n by 3 variables, so size check should be removed, and in this case we are just continuing. Okay, and it's just count plus plus. So we'll remove this, and we'll remove this. And now finally, so just the same code, and if we run this, hopefully it should work. Yes, it is working. Let's submit it. Yeah, it is working. So you can go to this video, it is a detailed description, so you can solve both the problem with same code. Okay, thank you everyone.